Welcome to this very special webinar all about love. You're about to discover the 5 key secrets to healing through love. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to wake up every day feeling healthy, energetic, and thinking, I love my life and everyone in it? Have you ever wondered what it would be like to know that you can heal and love all of your relationships, no matter what has happened in the past or the present? Have you ever wondered what it would be like to feel the power of your love, knowing everything that has happened has only made you stronger and more capable of loving today? Now I want to reassure you, you're in the right place if you're single, you're sad, stressed, and alone, you're in a relationship, you're even in a happy relationship, you're thinking of breaking up, your relationship just ended, you're separated or divorced. The principles you're about to learn will apply no matter what your relationship situation is currently. You're about to discover how you can start to heal all of your relationships through love, especially the most important one, the relationship with yourself. You're about to discover how you can begin to heal your body through love. And you're about to discover how you can instantly begin to heal your life and start living your dreams through love. So the first important question is, who am I and why should you listen to me? I want to go through this quickly. I'm a published author. I wrote a book many years ago, Love Me, Touch Me, Heal Me, The Path to Physical, Emotional, Sexual, and Spiritual Reawakening. Huge book. And then when the internet got going, I divided the book into 4 ebooks and 4 separate books, and then into Kindle books. So the information is easily accessible. It's short and simple. And I also wrote a novel, Love in the Blizzard of Life, a romantic novel. I'm a professional speaker. I've spoken around the country at numerous professional conferences over the years, and more recently at more non-professional events, speaking to different kinds of people. And I love speaking and sharing about my favorite topic, love. I've been a featured speaker, invited to be interviewed on over 30 virtual summits, plus TV and radio shows, podcasts, and I have my own radio show for years where I interview some leading experts, best-selling authors, and then I created my own virtual summits, 6 of them. Men in Love, Women in Love, Miraculous Healing, Healing Recovery, and Sexual Reawakening. Each time I interviewed really leading experts in their own field. I'm also mainly a Healing Through Love mentor. I mentor people. I'm gently nudging someone toward really becoming more loving. And I've done workshops and trainings and personal, private, one-on-one sessions, hundreds of them. My promise is that by the end of this webinar, you will know more about the power of your love to heal your body, heal your relationships, and create the life you love than 90% of the people out there. What do you believe are the 3 causes of all relationship problems? Do you think the cause is money, sexual problems, poor communication, health issues, physical appearance problems, parents and children interfering, having an affair, work and career? Actually, I have a theory that the causes really precede all that other stuff. The 3 causes of relationship problems, it starts with not knowing yourself, but it's not even not knowing yourself. Even if you know yourself, if you don't honor yourself and appreciate and love yourself, we are so hard on ourselves. I mean, I was even hard on myself about this webinar. I wanted to have a big turnout, but the first day, there were only a few people and I was already going into negative tailspin. And we just do that to ourselves. And That's the part that the more you can love and appreciate yourself, the more you can love others. But the next part is knowing others, knowing who this other person is. What do they really dream about and want? Not what do I think they should want, but what do they want? And can I provide that? Or do I want to provide that? And not knowing love, not understanding what love is, how it works, what helps it grow, what helps it, get diminished. Just those three factors, not knowing yourself, not knowing others, and not knowing love. That's what gets you into trouble. Statement from a colleague and friend who took one of the courses or saw a blog post that I wrote, and she said, "Wow, Dr. Erica, I didn't try to guess the 3 causes of relationship problems. I really wish I had known this before I pursued my past relationship." Now, let's take a moment for you to look at your own love life. What is your current state of love in your life right here, right now? And just think for a moment, are you happy and feeling fulfilled in love? Whether you're single, a couple, younger, older, married, divorced. If you're happy, that's wonderful. But many of you may be just feeling okay or feeling hurt and confused, abandoned, unloved, unable to create a good relationship, lonely, frustrated. I didn't get married until I was 40. So I really went through an awful lot over the years, and the problems didn't end there. I struggled for many years in my marriage until I finally learned about love. Are you in a place emotionally where your life feels out of balance, even upside down? Maybe you've been thinking of breaking up, or you just ended a relationship or filed for divorce, or your partner passed away. Maybe you've been separated or divorced for a while and your life feels as if it's turned upside down. And you might feel there's nobody out there for you. It's too late for you, but you still want love. Or maybe you feel your relationship or relationships are okay, but they could be better. What we're about to do is a simple rating exercise. We're going to take a moment for you to rate how happy and fulfilled you are, the way you're feeling in many different aspects of your love and relationships. So you're going to pick a number from 1 to 10 when I ask you about each area. So give each aspect of your love life a number from 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. How happy and fulfilled are you with your love life right now? Are you happy? Is it the best it could be? Is it the worst it could possibly be? Or is it somewhere in between? Pick a number from 1 to 10. Next, how are your relationships with your family? 1 to 10. What about your relationship with friends? 1 to 10. Just pick the number quickly. Don't think about it. Your relationship with your business associates, if you're in business, or your coworkers. Your relationship with your finances. What is the state of your career success and how you feel about it? It's not just the state of it, it's how you feel about it. Or if you're a stay-at-home mom or dad, how are you feeling about that? Just rate it from 1 to 10. Rate your physical health. And not just whether or not you're healthy, but how you feel about it. That's very different. Some of us have really severe illnesses, and yet we feel good about life. And others have a minor illness and feel terrible. So it's more important how you're feeling about whatever we're talking about. And how about your emotional health? How do you feel about that? And this one's a biggie. How is your sexuality? How are you feeling about it? And are you in a relationship with someone? And is it going well for the two of you? Rate it between 1 and 10. What about a sense of community? Do you have a sense of community? And rate that. And how do you feel about the way you are loving and being loved in your life right now? And how are you feeling about yourself? Between 1 and 10. This is such an important one. And the last one maybe is even the most important. Most of all, how do you feel about your body? Because the way you feel about your body really determines how healthy and happy you're going to be. I'd like you to think for a moment about what that was like, what numbers you came up with, whether they were high or low. Was there a pattern, certain areas that are out of alignment? If I had a magic wand that could instantly whisk away all your fears, uncertainties, problems, unloving situations, what would happen and what would your life be like? How would you look and feel and treat others and be treated by others? How would you love and be loved? Imagine you loving all the people in your life exactly the way that they long to be loved, and imagine feeling totally loved in return. It is possible. However, there's a problem. The problem is that no matter what your relationship, your current relationship situation is, there's a problem. It's not that your love is not powerful, because it is. The problem is you probably don't know how powerful your love is, or how to share your love in a way that allows other people around you to feel loved and to express their love. My love inspiration came when I was standing in the ocean with my feet in the water and feet in the sand and the water, looking at the waves. And I saw all these waves coming to me. And that's also when I decided, I got inspired to create my Miraculous Healing Summit, because I saw how amazing our bodies are and the universe is. And I just got it so clearly. But what I learned about love is significant. The waves are coming in, and if they kept coming, which is what we expect to receive love from everywhere. Just receive it, just for existing. But if we don't put it back out there, there would be a tsunami. We couldn't take it. We'd be smothered by the love. But the ocean, if it kept on coming, there'd be a tsunami. But what I noticed is this very gentle undertow, slowly, slowly going back. And that's what love is like. There's a rippling effect. You put a little bit back, a little bit back, a little bit back, and a lot comes towards you, especially when you spread it out and do it over time. And there's a compound effect, compound love interest. There's Darren Hardy wrote a wonderful book about the compound effect. And he shows about a penny, doubling a penny every day for a month, and someone else taking $1 million. And the person who doubled the penny every month gets more than $1 million mathematically. And it's the same with love. You put out that love a little bit at a time, over and over again, and love will come back. You can have anything you want in life if you help enough other people get what they want. And that works for love too. This was said by Zig Ziglar, a leading marketer. The only caveat here is that when we think of love, we usually think of giving it to the other person, but you also need to shower yourself with love, never forgetting yourself. So why love? I created this webinar to remind you that your love is powerful. It's the most powerful healing force that exists. So what is love? Love is a feeling, it's an action and a way of being. But if you have the feeling of love, but you don't act in loving ways, maybe you don't understand what loving ways are, or you don't act in loving ways that the other person can understand, then they don't feel the love that you're sharing. Or if you feel unloving, but you act in loving ways, you buy gifts and you do nice things, but you don't feel the love, the other person feels it. So true loving, it's a way of being, it's becoming love. And it's linked to feeling grateful and feeling compassion and empathy. And always remember, compassion and empathy for yourself, not only for others. And having passion and joy. So why love? I've seen many people where men are loving this bitchy, difficult woman, and women are loving a guy who's difficult like a bad boy. All different problems that person has. But the reason has a lot to do with that person's belief about themselves. It doesn't matter how successful the person is, how beautiful or handsome or fit. It's what somebody feels on the inside. And when you develop an understanding of love, what it feels like to receive love, what it's like to give love, it becomes repugnant to you when someone's behaving badly. You can't even be there. So if you're able to be there and accepting that and forgiving that all the time, then take a look at yourself. It's a good time to take some lessons in love. So the benefits of love: your body functions better. We know it helps people heal. People have been in comas and somebody stayed by them, and that helped them to come out of the coma and come back to life. So love heals. The Dalai Lama, he lost his home in Tibet, and he spreads love all around the world. He could have been bitter, but he learned, because he has meditation and he has an understanding of something beyond himself. Love is the most powerful force in the universe. Even Einstein said that. Myths that I want to dispel. I've had this happen when I talk to people and tell them I teach about love and healing through love. Their immediate reaction sometimes is, I'm not in a relationship, so I don't need to know about love, or I'm too old for love. Well, we are all in relationships all the time, especially the relationship with ourselves. And you're never too old for love. As long as you're alive, love is such a healing force. We hear stories all the time about people in nursing homes finding a partner and being happy together. And William Masters, from the famous Masters and Johnson couple for sex therapy, he went back with his high school sweetheart, and I saw them together. They were so happy together in their 80s. It's never too late for love. The other myth is my partner, my parent, my child, my friend, my boss, my neighbor. It's someone else who's the problem. If only that person wasn't around or didn't behave that way. They're the problem, not me. But love comes from within. Giving that little bit of love. Learn how to love. Another myth is I don't have to spend time or money on love. It's natural. So why should I have to spend the time to learn about it? Well, it's our natural way of being, but look at a baby. They are not loving. I mean, they're adorable and we love them, but they're not able to love you and give to you. You have to take care of them. They can't get your needs met. You have to make their needs get met. And as you do that for them, you love them even more. So by giving to someone, you learn to love more. So the more you give, the more you feel that love when you're giving out of freely giving. So what is it costing you to not know how to love? What is it costing you in time, in money that you spend on all kinds of relationships or trips or things that don't even bring you the happiness? What is it costing you in terms of friendships and happiness? Viktor Frankl talks about love. He's no longer alive, but he talked about it. Then he was in a concentration camp and they had him walking in the snow and ice with no shoes on, really painful, with machine guns ready to shoot him if he doesn't obey. And he focused, as he was walking in this horrendous situation, he focused on his wife's face. He imagined her face in front of him, smiling, and that love got him through. He knew that your attitude can get you through anything. So how do you love? Look in the mirror and ask yourself, maybe you've been disappointed, hurt, or betrayed in love, and maybe you decided that love is too scary, you're somehow not lovable, and you have to protect yourself. So why is love powerful? Because when you feel unloved or behave unlovingly, you suffer and you cause others to suffer. Look at these tragedies that we've noticed in the last few years, and abuse that's all coming out. It only happens when someone feels unloved or unlovable. It may look like they're arrogant and laughing and drinking or doing whatever they're doing, but there's an underlying unhappiness. Because if you really love yourself and you cannot hurt other people. It would go against you to do that. Knowing how to love is freedom. Knowing how to love frees you from petty arguments, unnecessary upsets, unrealistic demands. Knowing how to love frees you to know your limits, set your boundaries, and be able to love freely. During many difficult moments in my marriage, my memories of earlier loving moments got me through, and my spiritual perspective, just holding a higher vision, helped both of us to survive and eventually thrive in love. Challenges so many are facing. We're facing a lot nowadays. Stress related dis-ease that leads to illnesses, chronic pain, misunderstandings with partners and other people, and miscommunication, difficulty attracting and creating loving relationships that last. In general, not being happy with our current life or with our current partner. So I have a bigger reason for teaching about love. My mission is to reach as many people as possible to bring us back to love. I know it can be done. There's too much chaos, unhappiness, betrayal, broken relationships. With loving skills, you may be able to save a relationship and make it wonderful. Or by loving yourself, you may be able to choose a more satisfying partner. What is your bigger reason for love? Now, what's different about healing through love? Well, if you begin healing through love, you have overcome the three causes of your relationship problems. You know and honor yourself, and you get back to that whenever you forget. You know and appreciate and love others and accept them as they are. You don't badger them. You don't expect them to be something different than they are. And you know how love works and how the world works. And you also understand and live according to the universal love laws. And you understand how your brain works and how the hormones flow. And you really have a deep understanding of love. You practice the 5 keys to healing through love, which I'm going to share with you very soon. You've done a deep dive into love, understanding what love really is and what love is not. And you do what it takes to learn about and practice love. And you actually become the love you're seeking. Ken Keyes Jr., he was one of my mentors. He ran these beautiful Living Love workshops at the Cornucopia Institute in Kentucky. He wrote the Handbook to Higher Consciousness, and he says, love everyone unconditionally, including especially yourself. And what he does is he crosses out including. So I'm going to repeat it. Love everyone unconditionally, especially yourself. And as Neil Donald Walsh says in Conversations with God, in every moment ask, what would love do now? And don't forget to add, for myself. As Darren Hardy, creator of Success Magazine and author of The Compound Effect, says, small actions repeated consistently lead to compound results. There is a ripple effect. Know the power of your love. We heal through love. We become better, not bitter. Nelson Mandela he spent 27 years in prison. It's unimaginable to most of us. And we would have been bitter. We would have been justifying his bitterness. But he came out and became the president of South Africa with a mission to share that love. It always seems impossible until it's done. And this is my favorite story. A black preacher, Reverend Wade Watts, actually influenced a Ku Klux Klansman who had been harassing him with his whole crew. Ku Klux Klansman Imperial Wizard Johnny Lee Clary. Preacher Reverend Wade Watts influenced Johnny Lee Clary to leave the Klan through forgiveness and love and humor. So are you ready to finally learn the 5 key secrets to healing through love? Okay, the 5 key secrets to healing through love. First is your dream of love. I'm going to go into more detail with these, so I'm going to go quickly right now. It's like, what was your dream way back when? Or what is your dream now of love? with your partner or without your partner, if you don't even have a partner, what is your dream of love? What's your love style? What do you yell and scream, or do you clam up, or do you like a lot of touch? Do you like a lot of gifts? Is money important to you? What's your love style? What's the truth about love? What do you really know about love? Do you know the truth? And this is where I bring in the Bible and 12 steps and Buddhism and the brain and hormones and knowing that your love is a gift of love. And become a love magnet, like Dale Carnegie talked about in How to Win Friends and Influence People. The Four Noble Love Truths, the Noble Eightfold Love Matrix, and know the power of your love. I have a colleague that does body psychotherapy, and she has a really poignant story that she shared. Many years ago, I don't know how old she was, probably a teenager, she was raped and beaten, and the guy was almost killing her, brutal beating. And she looked up at him at one point and said, "I forgive you." And the rapist started crying, and he let her go. She could have held that bitterness, but she continued to get body psychotherapy and counseling sessions. She worked it through, and she became a therapist and shares that story. Poignant and powerful. Okay, more details. Number one, your dream of love. How do you feel about love right now? You've already evaluated that. You've given numbers to it. So just think about, how do you feel about it? How do you want to feel? And how do you want to be in love? That is so important to really think about that. And then what we know about creation, I took this DMA course so long ago, what you visualize and what you put your emotional energy on comes to pass. It sends out a message to the universe. I was thinking of someone the other day, and I wanted to tell her something really personal, and there she was when I went out for breakfast. I mean, I hadn't seen her in years. So just know that, put that out there, what you really want, and avoid the 7 love mistakes. I'll just give you a few of these love mistakes. One of them is you're focused on what you want. You know, you're with a partner and what you want him to be, or you want her to be. You want her to be a sweet, loving person, but she's a difficult, self-centered person. Or you want him to be career-oriented, but he's a loving, gentle person and doesn't have big goals. So being focused on what you want instead of what you really see in front of you, what's the truth. Or you ignore the other person's wants and dreams and desires, and you think it doesn't matter that much. They'll come along with what you want. The takeaway is to know the healing power of your love and then follow your dream. Don't forget your dream. Life is precious and it goes by very quickly. Your love style. First, your current love attitudes and behaviors. What's your attachment style? How do you block or enhance loving feelings? And more than anything, how can you learn to stop suffering, to stop feeling poor me? How could he or she do this to me? And build it a whole thing. If you really understood the other person, how they function, and what they really need, and what their fears and insecurities are and dreams are, you would not be so upset if you don't fit them. Like, I dated a guy who was longing to meet a ballet dancer. Well, I wasn't a ballet dancer. I studied ballet, but I was by no means a ballet dancer. So there was nothing I could do to win him over. But you can enjoy what there is to enjoy with someone. See them for what they are. Don't get too caught up, and love yourself. Seek the support you need all around you. Remove the cause of all your relationship problems. Again, know yourself, know the other person, and know how love is, how it grows. Key secret number 3, know the truth about love. Love and relationships are fragile. Couples hurt each other. Someone cheats for a moment of excitement and destroys the trust and the harmony. But they don't always cheat for excitement. Sometimes they're cheating because their needs haven't been met. They've been feeling really rejected. I see that a lot with men, that their partner, especially when you have children, the early years and more than one child, and the woman is exhausted, doing more than her share, and he's just wanting sex and she's not providing it. That's a huge problem that couples go through. So it's up to both of you to understand the situation and for women to not make light of it. Don't either person get all cocky and think, well, I have my partner. It's an ongoing feeling and a skill and a decision every day to show your love, and it's a way of being. And when you understand how to love and how love works, you follow the loving path, such as the Four Noble Love Truths, the 12 Steps to Love, the 12 Pathways to Unconditional Love, love in the Bible, and so much more. And the takeaway is that love flows out from within you. Stop expecting it to come to you from outside, but let it flow out from within you. And I'm talking about the love, the real acceptance of wherever the other person is at, and a lot of forgiveness. Are you getting this? Does it seem true to you? Does it seem possible for you? It is possible, but it may require some learning of new ideas that maybe you didn't think of before or understand. Be irresistible. Become a love magnet. And I'm not even talking about a sexual magnet. You can become very sexy, so people desire you, but they don't love you because you're not exuding love. So there is a difference attracting lust, but become a love magnet. So how do you become a love magnet? You overcome self-doubt, insecurity, and shame. We carry so much shame from whatever has happened to us before, or what's going on right now, that we feel I didn't live up to something I should have done in my life. We need to know which of the 7 centers of consciousness we're operating from. Understand your emotions. Know what your view is about money and success, and so much else about love. The more you know, and the more you incorporate that into your love, the easier it becomes. You release the expectations and demands that so many of us put on a partner. And you also understand the long-term effects of abuse and abandonment and hurt and rejection and loss and aging. All these things have a long-term effect, and they affect the way we love. But we can get help if we tell the truth about it and express it and get the counseling. There's so much help out there. Courses, training, books, support groups. Takeaway: have compassion for yourself and others. Realize that just because a man is all grown up doesn't mean he's emotionally all grown up. And he may need some love from you in a way that you didn't understand before. And the 5th key secret is the most important. Know the power of your love. Stop taking things so seriously and personally. It's really important for you to know the power of your love, to apply these secrets, to develop loving skills, and to see the love in everyone, everywhere. Become a successful lover in spite of the way the world is and because of the way the world is. The takeaway is to become the love you're seeking. Love your body, love yourself, let yourself live in a sensational world. Don't fall in love, and don't Use love to overcome loneliness. Always remember to be loving to yourself first and become the love you are seeking. Would you like to love your life as a single, be in a romantic and happy love relationship, or if you're older, find a loving partner to share your life in good times together? So if you said yes, if you really want love and want to know how to love, when are you going to do it? The time is now. What are you waiting for? Apply these 5 secrets, especially the takeaways, right now. What are you waiting for? When will you begin to love and nurture your body? I know it's not easy. You get tempted with foods and with activities that aren't good for your body. But when will you start to nurture and love all of your relationships? When will you be able to say, I love my life? I have a friend who passed away from brain cancer, and in the last few weeks of her life, she was feeling so upset, as she had over the years. With her friends, nobody seemed to care enough, and she was hurting so much, but she didn't know how little love she gave and how she hurt other people. I wish she had understood love, because she had so much love in her heart, and yet she could be very mean, and she didn't understand the effect. But you're here now. Nothing is more important than love, and that love begins with you. When should you love? The simple answer is now, in every moment. Neil Donald Walsh asks, what would love do now for you? Think about the ocean waves and the compound effect, the ripple effect of you giving love out there. Your life can be joyful or miserable in the exact same circumstances, depending upon how you think and feel and what you do moment to moment. I have a cousin lying in a hospital bed, alternating between the hospital and her home and a rehab center, paralyzed on one side with illness, diabetes, and she has a type of cancer, but she's just miserable and she doesn't treat people well. You can be in that same dreadful circumstance and you can love and appreciate every single person who visits you and who gives you a little gift. And you can feel joy in spite of the physical ailments. They help her to feel physically comfortable. So just think about that in your life. Feel the love now. What a few other people have said about my work. This is Glenn Dietzel, speaker, author, and successful entrepreneur that I took a training with many, many years ago. He wrote, Dr. Erica offers a comprehensive system for reflecting upon and healing all your relationships, especially the relationship with yourself. Regina Ozaryansky, she's an author, a successful speaker, realtor, real estate investor, and coach. Beautiful lady. And she shares, Dr. Erica is an awesome and compassionate being who truly cares for others and is a master at helping committed couples break through limiting behaviors so they can move forward with love and kindness. And a dear friend, colleague, Rubenfeld synergist, Gestalt therapist, and poet who's no longer alive, but she really knew how to love. She says, Dear Dr. Erica, your course was absolutely amazing. It truly brought home that we are all lovable and capable of loving. Once we totally accept ourselves, we will be able to value ourselves. We must also remember to accept our partner exactly as he or she is. In other words, it's important to embrace both negative and positive behaviors of our loved one as we share our feelings from our hearts. Will you be the next successful lover?